everyone able to see my screen or not? Able to see my screen? Please, someone can confirm on that, please. Abhijit, Amit, Arun,
Not
Aswini.
yet. Mhm.
Not yet.
It's
Okay.
okay now.
Now it's able to see.
Yes, I can see from here.
Okay, then I think everyone had able to see, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay, then please mute everyone. I will start and we will go through that the course. Okay, let's start. First myself. My name is Rahul Kapoor and I have around 13 plus experience in the software development side, mostly on the C, C++, is Linux system programming, and Python as well for the automation. Okay, and let's go to the topic, Python programming. Now we are discussed on this particular demo regarding the Python course and why we need Python. So we will go to the one by one, why we need the Python programming. First thing is that nowadays most of the manual testing, either in any field, mostly I believe the guys who join our this training is mostly belong to the telecom. I believe that's why you see in the most of the telecom testing, either in the Samsung. I work for Samsung around 4 years, so people do most of the mobile testing with the help of they're doing the manual testing. So what happened nowadays? Companies want to switch from the mobile to the to the call, to the international call, local call. You're trying to get the sending the message to checking them, like we want to basically check the mobile functionality feature wise, right? For example, what are the mess like, and third message, checking the internet is working or not, pinging message. There are so many features are there in which people have to use manual tester to do that. But nowadays, as the cost going out and people going towards the machine learning, artificial intelligence, data sciences there, so they want to make everything more automated as the things growing up. That's why at that time this Python definitely is come a boon for us. It's a life changing for us. That's why we have to learn one of the way to learn the Python. So with the Python language, we can do the automation thing in place of manual testing. Okay, and the second thing which I can say most of the times, the second point I would like to highlight is the log analysis. Most of the logs nowadays we have, I think logs, I mean to say, suppose you're running some test cases or anything, something whatever happened in this particular scenario. Suppose you're calling a number, right? From the calling a number you get some sets of dialing a number. You have got a log attached to the network. You get some sets of events. It need to be logged somewhere on the system, either in the mobile side on the network side, and generate some logs. And you want to, that is called the log basically. And the logs you want to analyze, that need to be most of the people open the logs, search that particular item like control F, particular thing or something when rank correct. So it's a very manual effect right nowadays. So you have to log analysis smartly nowadays. So you can use the Python to check something specific for that. For example, you want to check the numbers which you have dialed in a day, right? The logs is generated in the mobile. You want to check that numbers only from that all the logs. So you have to go in the like in the call history. You call the go and check the numbers in the GUI form. But in the logs, there's nothing called GUI thing, right? Suppose from morning to the from 9 a.m. to the evening 9 a.m. that you can do with the help of you know from the log analysis you can done. And whatever thing like something went wrong in your logs in your mobile or in your test cases, so you can figure out, you can log analysis. I can show some example which makes more life easy, that to do the log analysis as well with the help of Python. We can check how can we do that. I will let you know. And the third one is nowadays the all the complex calculation by automation. Complex calculation, I mean to say, uh, the big calculation nowadays. For example, I can give, I have one example, I have a better example with me right now. Let's give you the this picture. This is a 5G throughput formula. Basically it will give you the throughput data rate, how much data rate you have, right? And this is a formula used for that in the real scenario, in real picture, right, in the theory. So for calculating this particular formula, the data rate is very tricky, right? It looks very weird, right? This summation 10 raised to minus 3 j is starting from 1, and all this calculation doing the from the manual writing on the formula is very tricky. you can do all this mathematical calculation, whatever. This is like one example. Whatever the formula you can do with the help of Python. It's very straight and straightforward and easy to do that with the help of Python programming. And the scientific calculation, or integration, differentiation, or whatever the things you can think for a where the mathematics formula science is there, you can do with the help of Python, and very simply. And we will see how I implemented these examples. Definitely, I can show you after some time to use how this Python to even calculate this formula in a very simple, I think just 2 3 lines of code, you can do that. Okay, so that is the another benefit of using the Python learning that program. Okay, now next point is that suppose it's easy to learn. Basically the Python is very easy to learn. It means like it's just like a English language what I speak to you. They all the sentence which you are writing the code is mostly, I can show you that I have some code which might help you to understand better. For example, uh, okay, let me show you that this is a code, right? The mute. I'm sorry. It's, I think, okay. No, it's fine. Sorry. Okay. Now is the Python easy to learn? Why I'm saying that? You see, like while, true, print, if, break, like this is statement. Print means you print it. While means you are doing something. True means okay, just true. Then do this. This is it's very simple. Like you see, the terminology is diff means define. Case 12 you have to define. Like define means you have to define something. Define what? Your name. You can define your country. So this is just a English word. It's like it's very simple to learn. It's easy to that. It's not a tricky one to learn. That's why English very like, that's why Python is very like one of the favorite language people used to learn. And second was that the fifth point I like to highlight here. Python is always independent. What it means basically, the code which you have written here, like suppose I have written the code for something XYZ, the same code basically you run on your Linux system. Or suppose you're working in a Linux environment, some of the guys, then you can run the same code on the Linux, you get the same output. You can run the same code on the Windows system, you get the same output. If you run the same code on your Mac OS. Suppose Apple OS is basically we call the Mac OS. In the all operating system, we can run the same thing. But if you're running the some code in the .NET or other code, C sharp something, it is OS dependent. It means it will run only on the Windows. If you're writing the code on the Windows, it will run on the Windows only, run on the Linux and Linux only. It's not OS. But the best part of this one, it is OS independent. The same code can run anywhere. That's why one of the favorite nowadays the Python used most of the where, because it is OS independent. It does not require any of the you know dependent on the OS. You can write code anywhere. If you learn in Windows, you can learn, definitely you can, is the same or similar on the Linux environment. And you have any doubt in between, you can ask. Okay, it's free to ask on that. Now the sixth point which I like to highlight here, the where we used on that all this mostly basically. So I told you this is the first two. Is that already I told that is on our day-to-day life definitely be needed. And this is the advanced thing where we use the machine learning in all the AI. Machine learning and AI means the, suppose I'm not sure how many use the chat GPT as of now. I use more often. So what happened? Chat GPT, it predict, right? You write something about anything. Suppose you're from India, you write about India. It'll get the information and print it. How is print basically? It's all about from the Python only. It has logic. When we do that, definitely I can show how it work when I grow, like when we going forward. So what happen? It will analyze themselves data. Basically, it will analyze this to help you to analyze the data and print accurate statement. Not like this, you print anything. It's because of the Python, it doing the machine learning and self learn themselves. And obviously not nothing is self, because does not it involve any human emotions in the code. But what happened? Python has the capability to read the data and analyze the data basically in more efficient way. That's why we get this all the application of chat GPT, or you in the YouTube video, you see the suggestion is completely coming back to back what you see the similar type of. Suppose you see some English songs, you will get the suggestion for English song. How it will? It's because of the prediction done by the Python code. It's mostly running on the Python. That is one of the things. Another is the automation and scripting. Like I already mentioned, if you need anything automated, automation means suppose you are doing the same thing always. Suppose you are eating in the morning breakfast, you're taking lunch at the evening, and at the night you take a dinner. It means it's a probability that you're doing the same thing in the 3 times. It's a fixed task. You can make it automated, right? You don't need to be do every time. You know that is the pattern. So you can convert the same thing in terms of coding, and you can convert, right? You can convert with the help of Python. That is called the automation part. So we can do with the help of that one. Another the network programming that is very much famous nowadays. Network programming. Networking programming means whenever you're trying to communicate with the one system to the another system, we call the network programming. One system can be a mobile, TV, camera, any system which has the networking capacity, like your OSI model follows, like where the internet is there, LAN is there, you can connect to the other system. At that time, network programming comes into picture. You can use that Python to writing your network. Suppose you want to chat in the WhatsApp, you can make the WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp application with the Python itself because it supports network programming. Now, second last one is the web development. Web development means you want to make your own website. You can do that also. So these are the important application of Python that I can say we need to learn in our day-to-day life. Obviously, we are not going to learn everything. So we learn only what thing which we need in our work because that's the way one can learn so quickly, right? If we learn anything, definitely we are not going to learn it. We have to pick a direction and we work on direction, we work it. Suppose you work on a telecom domain, 4G, 5G, we work mostly on the project done on the Python only on this topic. So these are the thing. Okay. The last we're going to 7 point was the main what will help you. Yes. So anyone actually, suppose someone is already working on the some programming language, Java, C, C++, or whatever. One, if someone has not working on the even coding language, at least one programming language everyone should know. More than one is very good, but at least one programming language everyone should know. That is very much required, right? Because if you don't need, obviously, because you are something protocol guys, if they are testing, you know, if you know the programming, at least you can get to know what's going on. Suppose there is a, I can show you just one, just showing one of the code of Python. At least you know that what is meant def, okay, definition, okay, what in my if statement, what is case, what is switch. At least if you know the code, then at least when you see the logs, if you're seeing some logs, at least you get to know what's going on the picture, real picture. If you know at least one of any of the, because the syntax is different, but the way of programming in every language is similar. Because I write code in the different language, so I know that C, C++, Java, or anything, syntax only different, but the way of writing the coding is basically similar. You find everywhere loop, everywhere you find a if statement, everywhere you find a switch statement. The coding is almost the same, only the theory is same, but only the syntax is different. That's why one should know any of the programming language so that it will help you in your career, in your software career or telecom career or banking career. You have to be must have aware of one programming language. So for that, why not you go with the Python? Anything but Python is because nowadays more demanding nowadays because of the reason I mentioned you. Okay, and the last point I will try to mention, that is the increase, it will increase your logical thinking. Like you speak right nowadays, people speak anything bluntly without thinking. In the suppose you're sitting in a, I've seen them sitting in a meeting, group of meeting or technical discussion, they don't know anything, just speak, just speak anything. It should not be like this, right? You speak only which you needed and that to the point, to the technical point, right? So when you're doing the programming, when you're coding, I it's my personal experience, you become logical basically. You try to think. Suppose you're driving a car, if you're doing the coding, I'm 100%, you will see left side, right side, then you go on the straight, right? Without you don't, basically it's increase your day-to-day life, you increase your logical thinking, you increase your brainstorming basically. I'm 100, it's my experience, that's why I'm saying the last 13 years I experienced that. So that is also increase your logical thinking. That's these are the 8 points I can say definitely support my point to learn the Python programming. So I request anyone have any questions on this point as of now, which are agreed, not agreed, disagreed, support. Please, any of you tell now, then can we can do the next things in the panel, in our guest. Please, anyone have anything want to say? Please, Abhijit, Abhishek, Alim, Anita, Arun, Aswani, can you please let me know? Anyone? Gorang, Gaurav, Harprasad, Nisant, Pankaj, Pretty, Procopia,
Hello.
Kianis. Hello, yes, sorry,
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah. Sir, which
You can take it.
framework you are using?
Of framework wise, actually it depends upon the what you are using actually, when which particular way. So basically I use, it depends on the work where you are using. Like in the website you are using, there's a Django. If you are doing on the backend side, there is another framework. If the company property, it's a different own framework, company has their own which is not publicly there. You can, company has their own. Suppose you are developing some software which is related to the company specific, it's not outside that. So it depends on the in the framework which you need it for your day-to-day life, different for different applications.
Okay. So as an example in the robot framework, so
Mhm.
what this framework?
In robot, really, I'm sorry, I didn't work on this area, so I'm no clue on this because there are so many framework, right? We don't know, right? It's obvious there are different area of applications. We don't know about that. The iRelease, I don't know about this framework which is using the robot.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, if we don't have any
Hi,
coding
hi, Rav.
experience, hello, Ram.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So, if we don't have any experience for
Mhm,
coding experience, so is
mhm.
it possible to learn from the scratch, or
Yes.
how?
Definitely, this is definitely the course which I have designed, and 100% is it does not require any of the coding background. I will try to teach because you see on my demo, right? I'm trying to reach from the beginning to the expert level to the advanced level, so that you can do the coding itself. Yes, does not require any of the. But one thing definitely I can need, that is the, at least you should interest to learn it. That's it. Your interest to learn. That's the only point. Otherwise, it's very easy to learn. That's what I can say. Yes. Sorry, Bekutian. Yeah. Sorry, yes, you raise your hand. Yes, someone raise Beku Redsian Gambri Michael. Yes, you have raised your hand. You want to ask anything? You please unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, it's Beku Redsian. Right? Sorry, I forget. I'm not able to pronounce your name.
Headhunter is Bakrosi.
Okay, Beku
I have
Redsian.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have one question.
Mm-hmm,
Uh, I'm from Africa. Anyways, thank you for joining me this
mm-hmm,
course.
mm-hmm.
So, due to low income in Africa, can I i- the have you any opportunity to learn uh, on free or
That I think this guy, the organizer, will help you on this. Know that his name is Arab. He will help you to for this. Arab, you want to like anything or answer on this question to this African person who joined us, or we want to take
Uh,
this later on?
yes, we'll take
yeah?
later.
Okay, we will take this later on. Okay, we will please
Yes,
this
yes,
park this question on the end. We will definitely entertain this question to you. Okay.
The
yes, yes.
course is
Yes,
very
definitely this course is paid.
interesting
This
course.
course
I
is
okay.
paid and online.
Thank,
Okay, we
yeah.
will discuss at the end. Okay, okay. Now we'll go to the our next things. Mm, okay, okay. Let's go to the some of the topics
Hello.
we will. Yeah. Hello. Yes. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Please. Yes. 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 Someone is speaking. Yes. Please mute it. We will go to the next topic.
Hello.
Yeah. You are saying something. Okay. Okay, please mute it. We will go to the next topic. Okay. Now, what are the topics we will cover on that? That's one guys asked like how is going to a basic or not. You see how much I designed the course. This is completely my course. Please don't take the snapshot. I request to everyone, don't take any snapshot. This is a created by own course. Don't take any snapshot for this. You please leave it. Okay. Okay. Now, what's that? You see, these are the course I started. First, I will go through the basic of embedded system, like how the an electronics device works. Will component will find in the embedded system, hardware component, software component, how it works basically. We will see how this all interface works basically, and we will see next is how the cell phone hardware and software, like suppose we'll take one example of the mobile phone and we'll see what are the hardware is present on a mobile phone and how it's worked from the starting to the end. Suppose when you are receiving the call unto the sending the call, we will see each thing on that particular course, and we will see the software programming language is used in this hardware stack, in the software stack, how is where is lies. For example, this is a mobile phone and what are the application, database, middleware, runtime libraries, operating system, framework, hardware, where the what programming language used, how is work, we will check in detail in our coming session. So we will go first, it's not before starting Python language, we will go to the basic of the embedded system, how it works. So basically we will cover at least 1 or 2 days to understanding the how the electronics device work, either it's mobile, TV, camera, whatever electronic device works end to end, and how the software stack is maintained, where the programming language, which programming language, and where we can use it. One of the guys asked for the robotics framework, right? It can be used where and what time, at what level it will work. There are so many places it can be used, right? So we can see at what time, what language we should use, and how the software and hardware stacks is there, right? So we will see this all these things in the first 2 3 classes on the before starting program, because these are the base. Unless until don't know the base, we can't go to the programming language. And why we need programming language? That we need to know all this basic on the embedded system software course, that is around 4 I think will take 2 3 days to cover this. Then afterwards we'll go to the real programming Python. When we cover with that, afterwards we'll go to the basic of the introduction of Python programming. What is Python programming, how to write environment setup, how to run the programming, where we write the programming, how can we download that in the Linux, how it work, in the Windows, how it's work, where we have to download. And the first program, we will see the basic program, how the programming will work. And all this course will happen your hands-on experience. You guys will do parallel coding with me. Suppose I'm writing the code, you write with me. It's not like this. I'm taking the code from already and you run it, you are seeing that. No, I'm writing the code, you guys also writing the code in bit of me only. Okay. And how the other Python code runs, basically how the code works, basically you should know, right? If you're making a program, how the Python code works, run it and show the output. You will see that what the reserved words are there in the Python, which is used in data line interpretation. Variables, what the Python variables we called, what are data types like integers, float, arrays, switch, like that. So many data types are there. We will see that operators, what are the operators are there, like plus, divide, minus, multiplication, exponential, so many operators are there. We will discuss in detail about that. And we'll see the decision making statement. What I mean decision making statement is your statement which will show you, suppose you want to do if else condition. If you want to go to the left, do this one. If you want to the right, else do this one. So this is a statement there. Then we have Python loop statement. What is loop? Suppose you want to do the same thing 10 times, you can't do, right? Your name is, suppose you want to speak 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Suppose you want to, someone had told you to write something like, but if you want to print this number for 1,000 times or lakhs times, you can't going to write that, right? You have to use some type of loop way of coding so that you can print 1,000 times, lakhs times, millions times with the help of loop. That is called the loop statement. We'll see how it works. Now, next topic will cover the functions. What is functions? Functions means your dedicated tasks you want to do that. Functions means you want to do a specific task. Suppose cook. What's the work of cook? Cook only prepare the cooking, did that, right? Suppose tester. What will testers do? Tester only do the testing. So the function will define what you want to do the particular task. So we will see how the functions write in the Python, what is the syntax, and all be the practical real-time example of the functions. We will check. Next is the modules. We will see how the module works. Module is nothing but a group of functions. If you together in a package, we call the module. We also the package of a group of modules you submitted, you will get the package. Yes, I will add here one part in that package. What is package? Basically, what happened? Why the Python is become so famous nowadays? I can give you one example. You see, I will run just one example, and then we will go to that. Suppose we have a notebook, right? We have a this PDF, right? And PDF is mentioned as what is 5G technologies, and the 5G technology expected is written some text, right? The 5G technology expected to provide new, much higher than the previous one, blah blah things. Written some text, right? And if you want to convert this particular PDF into a text form, plus you want to convert this particular into a audio form. Audio means you just convert this PDF into audio form and you read it, like you can listen that. You don't have to read it. Let's run this program and we'll show how it works. And this is the program I have written for that, which will convert your PDF into MP3 file, basically audio file. This is the code for that. So you see, we have two packages for that. We call the import packages for that. Like you see PDF and there's an audio packet. We call this one. So this package will help you basically to convert your PDF into audio file, right? So you see, there's only this number of lines which will convert your PDF into audio file, and we'll check. And the best part of Python is that everyone, if you're working on the Python, we have a sorry, working on the PDF, we have a PDF package. Package is nothing but where there is a sets of libraries are already there, where you want to do operations on the PDF. What are the operations on the PDF? For example, you can open the PDF, you can close the PDF, you can read the PDF, you can, you can convert the PDF text into normal text, right? There's so many operations you can do on the PDF. That's why people develop their all the functionality will come on your code. That's the best part. That's why Python is so much powerful. So whatever you think now, suppose you are doing the video editing nowadays, right? For video editing there are so many things are there: forward, first, minus, something, right? You can increase the beautification of the video, you can increase the sound, you can put some pictures. So for that, video communities there, they already make their own libraries, own modules, on packages, and post on the Python server, so that you can use that Python, you can that a particular module, and you can use in your code and do the video operations on that. So that's why it is very famous. Whatever you think in your life, you will find most of the package is already there in the uh, in your system. For example, I can say another example, like suppose we have the, for 5G we have another package, you see, NR eruption. There's a package is already there in the system which will have all the not everything, but most of the functionality you want to do for the calculation of the 5G. In the similar way, you'll find packages. Package is nothing but it's a sets of module, or you can say function, which will have the functionality related to that particular area. Okay, suppose you want to 5G thing, 5G will it will have related to the functionality related to the 5G. If you audio, it will relate to the audio. Now back to the topic, this one, PDF, right? We want to convert into a audio. Let's come to a convert into a audio file. So this is the file. I've run it with the running the program. This is the code which we have seen. We can open it. Let's see. And this is the code which I have written. Okay,
I
this
can't
will,
see the screen. Hello, sir.
yeah, not able to see the screen.
No, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's
No.
not showing.
No, no, screen is showing.
It's,
Screen is
it's
showing.
visible.
If you have any issue, Abhishek, rejoin again.
Okay.
So not, yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is the code for that. For example, to convert your PDF into a audio file is a PDF and convert into a tech not MP3 file. Let's run it and see how it's work. Yeah, run it. This automated. We have to run with the help of py and give the file name. Extension is done by py. Py. Whenever you see py, it means you assume that this is a Python file, Python code. We run- Okay. Okay. I'm not sure you guys are able to let me. Okay. Our this is generated now. File is generated. I can see the file is generated. Time using is it 12:06 because I'm working from the UK time zone. So you will see time is 12:05. If you open it, you see this audio is coming. I'm not sure. Are you guys Arav, are you able to hear that audio which I played?
No, no, yeah. I'm not
Yeah, I
able to
think
hear.
yeah, I think it's not because I'm not sure how to do that on that. The playing video. How can we show to the guys? Like we can show this audio.
I can hear it, but very rarely. Actually, it's very
Okay. Yeah, how can we
the
do that?
wind.
Any idea, Arab, to or
Uh,
play this audio?
yeah, yeah. To play the audio, I think and on Teams there is an enable your hardware, check hardware enable. There is on the Teams you will see.
Okay, here. Okay, okay, okay. Let me see.
No, no,
I
not
will try.
here. Where
Oh,
where you just reach here, there is option will come. Okay, you see. So just
okay,
reach
reshare.
here your screen there. Yeah, reach here
Okay,
your screen will enable hardware something like that.
okay. Let me try that. Okay, okay. Okay, I let's live see now it's able to see my screen again.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Yes, yes.
Okay, let
No,
me.
it
The
is.
5G technology is expected to provide new, much
yes.
wider than the
Really.
previous one, frequency
It's
bands
coming
along
now.
with the wider spectral bandwidth per
Yes,
frequency
yes, yes.
channel. As of now,
You
the
see.
predecessors, generations, mobile technologies have evidenced substantial increase in peak bitrate. Then how is 5G different from the previous one, especially 4G? The answer is it is not only the increase in peak bitrate larger data volume per unit area, i.e., high system spectral efficiency, high capacity to allow more devices connectivity concurrently and instantaneously lower battery consumption better connectivity irrespective of the geographic region, in which you are larger number of supporting devices lower cost of infrastructural development higher reliability of the communications.
Okay. Now you see that we can make a audio file from the from the Python code. So what's the use case now? Whatever the nowadays news channel you see, the anchor, the ladies or the gents who used to speak on the news channel, now what have they to? Normally they read the news in front of their camera and they read it, right? So what happened they now can do? They can put a robot or a person like similar to a girl or ladies which looks to a anchor and she open her mouth and read with the help of this one. We convert that automatically. You can convert on the runtime even that, right? The number, the text into a audio. That is another use case. You can see, right, how human can replace the job. You see, right, we can generate the or generator. You can read anything on the runtime. There is a one example of the Python where we can see that it convert your PDF or any text note into a audio file, right? Okay, now we'll go to the next one which will give more interesting thing. Let's try with the big calculation, right? I discussed that, right? Suppose this is the Python, sorry, this is the 5G throughput formula where you can going to calculate the 5G throughput. Let's try to calculate this and check how it's work. Okay, I will show you program first, then we'll go that. Okay, uh, this is the program for that data rate calculation. I written the code for that. Oh, please don't take the snapshot again because this is my own code. So, okay, now we'll see how it works. Okay, this is the code which I've written for that. And actually, if you see the code here, only this one, this is the main only one line code which will convert your, this is only just normal text and text, not I think big one, but this is the main formula which we have going to use that. I will explain one by one how this formula works for that so that it will make our life more easy. Let's first run it and we'll see how it works. Okay, so this, so we'll open that first program to calculate the 5G throughput. So this is the program name nr uh, underscore 5G. Yes, this is the program for calculating the throughput. Okay, let's run it and we will see how it's work. nr underscore 5G and we will run it. Okay, as we run that, you see it's open the formula for you because if someone does not have formula with them, so what I did, I make the open this formula so that someone can have a glance and see, oh, this is the 5G throughput formula. This is the one way. Okay, and another way I also put the print this formula on the on here on our screen so that people can know what's that, so that people can relate and do the formula. Let's go to the formula first, then we will calculate the things. Okay, so what this formula said? Formula said the first one is the 10 to the minus 6. What does it mean? It's nothing but it's just a number, right? It's just a number because 10 to minus 6 if divide by nothing but 1 divided by 10 to the 6, it is equivalent to 0.00001. This is number first one. This is from, we'll go one by one. Okay, and second one is the j equal to 1 and up to j. What does it mean? J is the sum of carrier. What is my carriers? I can tell. J indicate. Hey, please don't get scared by seeing this formula. I know it's a big formula. Please, I will explain. Try to make more life easy. I know it's a little bit scary, but I will try to explain in a very easy language. So, that okay. So, what this complete formula will say? J is a number, anything J, and start from J. What it will do? J is saying the number of carrier component. What is carrier component? Suppose you have 1 cc, 2 cc, 4 cc, right? How many cc you have? That's why it will indicate that. Suppose you have 2 cc, then you have in your cell, then if have 2. means you start from 1 and it will go to the 2. If you have 3cc, it will go start from the 1, it will go to the 3. What it means, this sign is summation. Summation will be what it will show. It will say to add this all things that number of times. Suppose it has 1 to 2. It means this all thing you have to add twice. If it has 3, it means you have to add this thing twice, thrice, fourth. Like it depends on that. And what inside that now? We'll go one by one. The first one is so that here is Vj. What is Vj is there? Vj is nothing but we'll calculate this inside part now. Vj is nothing but you're showing a number of MIMO basically. Number of MIMO is nothing but multiple input, multiple output. This is a telecom term, so I'm not going to describe that. But you see just number of MIMO layer is that into how much it should be J. Whatever there, it should be like this only. Now we have uh, modulation. What modulation we have? QPSK, QAM. This is a number 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the value. Modulation is there. You have to know what is modulation. That's why it depends on the modulation type. Use that value. Number of bit basically so that. Now it is f. What is f is the scaling factors. Okay, scaling factor nothing but for FDD is 1, for 3D is 0.76. This is the number mostly used. Okay, and this is a big number is there. RB is the nothing but number of the PRBs basically uh, physical block, physical resource block. Okay, then you have mu. Mu is nothing but your numerologies, and here you have T at that is the OFDM symbol that we call that. How to calculate that is 10 raised to minus 3 14 into 2 raised to a mu. This is a formula is there. Then into dot means nothing but is the into 1 is just a number minus OH. OH is the overhead. Overhead for that it is already the fixed number. For that FR1 downlink 0.1418. These are the fixed number you have to use. Now let's see for summation. You see you have to sum it. That's what we have to do. In terms of summation, we can multiply with the number of CCs because it's just sum of carriers, right? So now we'll do the calculation for that. Let's do the entry. We'll do the number of CC. We will enter one by one. Let's is 1 CC. Numbers member is 1, for example. A modulation order we will put 2, and it's FDD or TDD. It's example is the FDD one. Let's put FDD, and now we have to calculate the number of PRVs. For calculate the PRVs, we require in the input as a dot because number of PRVs is required. Okay, for PRVs you have to enter the UC numerologies and the channel bandwidth. Like you have to enter this two input and get the output is the number of PRVs because it's required for this function for this formula. We'll put one as the numerologies and channel bandwidth is 100, for example. We get the data throughput is as suppose 2.45 is the right. This is the throughput we get. Now one can check how the functionality work. Suppose we double the number of CCs, only double. Other parameter will be same. Only we double the number of CC, then output will be double itself, right? Let's try to that first. So we'll run again, and we will double the uh, number of CCs to understand what the effect of CC will in our throughput. Let's double it. We'll get the throughput formula again. Let's here, and we will put one same number of CCs. Memo is same. Oh, sorry, I make it wrong. We have to make it double, right? Let me try again. 2 FDD and let's one and make it 100. Let me sorry, I have to double the CC. Okay, make it number of CCs double. For example, Memo is same, order is same, order is FDD. Suppose is the same, and numerology is 1 and 100 bandwidth. Take and you see the throughput. Its throughput become uh, double. You see, take it's become double from 2.4. It become 4.9, right? It means from the throughput can be double if you uh, if you double the CC. Now we want to double the MIMO also. If you double the MIMOs, number of MIMOs will double. Let's see how this become. It should be double again, and other parameter will same. Let's make it double because you can test right how this work. CC is double and MIMO is double, and modulation order is remain same. Chronology is 100 bandwidth. See, it's 9.8. double, and it's become. So what happen in the interview mostly or your learning purpose, people can ask what are the factors will affect your throughput. From the formula, we can figure out that if you increase the number of CCS, our throughput can increase. If you increase the number of memos, we can throughput can increase. If you number the like you change the number of pairways, your throughput can increase. Right? This is the way you can tell in the interviews or your personal learning that throughput can be increased with the help of this one. So you see big calculation can be can be done with the help of Python. Okay, I think it looks interesting, right? Now I will check another one example to see how the log analysis will do, right? Okay, let's to check with one of the analysis, log analysis. We will go. I will written one code for a log with me that will give you the you know this is the logs I get it from the QXTM. That is our QXTM. I'm not sure you aware or not. QXTM is a Qualcomm tool which is used in the mobile side, in the UI side. You can capture the logs what going on in the UI side, in the mobile side. So this will give you the UI capability. Which what is my UI capability basically? It means UI means user equipment. In telecom terms, we call UI means user equipment. That is your mobile we call, right? So it will have all the information related to the mobile. Means UE, what are the things is content, we get it in the QXM logs, right? Suppose UE capability is UE capability red, right? It supports something, right? In UE capability is suppose it supports some of the band. Let's run that. Let's check some band is supported or not. We will check band NR, for example, and band in that. Suppose you see it supported band 78, for example, right? You see band NR 78, 79, 3, blah blah thing. And you see in the UE capability, we got the supported band list dot NR. We get all the bands supported, and this is in our logs in the UE capability dot txt. Now the question, million-dollar question is that we want to just figure out from this bulky log just the band which is supported by this UE, right? Is a very, it looks, because if you go one by one, and if it's a big UE capability, so you very difficult to see each band. So what can we do? We can write a program which will help to get the band is supported by the UE, right? Let's go to that, and we'll run that program for that, and I will show that program first. It will help you. So this for that I write a program U capability, and this is a U capability, for example. I've written the code, and you see only just how many lines of code? Only 5 lines of code maximum. This is the file. I have written the supported U capability, which I have to open that, and we'll find what are the band is supported. These their functionalities they are find all, and we'll see that what are the band is supported by this U capability, right? Band and just how many lines of code maximum? You see just 5 6 lines of code. Definitely when we learn it, then anyone can write this code, and we run this code and we'll see what it will show. In U capability supported band list, it will show. Let's run this program and we'll see how it's work. Running the program, we have to use py nr and the program which we have written that nr underscore UE capability. This is the programs, I think. Let me check. Yeah, run it and we'll see what are the band is supported. We enter it, you see it comes output as band 78 supported, band 79, band 3, band 1, band 77, band 41, band 71, and band 78 up to this one is supported. These are the band in your mobile basically. This NR band is supported by that. And if you see here in the logs itself, where is the logs gone? Let me see where is the UE logs. It's gone. I think. Let me open that again. UE logs. This is the logs, and I open it. You see, like we support this search here, and we see on the search, you see these are the bands from 78, 79, from here up to 7, up to 2. If you see here, we can do here the band. The, the question is that if the logs is very big, right? If it's a small logs, it's very easy to search and do that. But the logs is very big. Do you think you can load that text file in a notepad? Not possible at all. Not possible. You can load. It's a small logs. You can see that if the logs become bulky, you can't able to do the search, and very tough operation, right? Better to do the operation. Better to do the either Python code to make your life more easy. And the code number of lines is, you see, just 2 3 lines of code. You can do that. And similarly, if you have some other things to search, you can do as per your requirement. You want to, we have to do anything more, you can do yourself, right? As per your requirement. for you for your work, and you can develop way of skill to the log analysis more meaningful, more easy. Let's go to the another log of a log analysis, debug analysis, right? Let's see to the another one. uh, let's try to suppose I get a lt logs from someone. Let's see. This we have lt logs, network logs. We have it has something xyz, right? Let's we have in this logs we have rsrp. I hope you guys are know rsrp is the receive power, right? Receive reference power. So then this is the which if it is good, that means your UI has a good network with that good power, it good connectivity the with the E node B or the cell or tower. You get a good coverage. If had good power, the range is mostly minus 40, minus 30, minus 45, 50 is a good coverage. If it's going down, like minus 200, 300, it means your power goes down. Suppose in a logs you have something like that, and you have another parameters, suppose CQS, channel quality indicator, right? If it's good, if 30 is the best one, right? If you have the channel quality numbers you want to figure out from a logs, you get logs from the UE or the network. You want to debug that something went wrong in your UE on the network side. You need some parameters to search and figure out what went wrong. If you want something, right? So let's try to figure out in that rsrp value corresponding to sequence frame number, sorry, system frame number from 217 it started from that. Like what are the, like suppose from a corresponding system frame number, what is the corresponding rsrp value? Suppose for system frame number is 277, rsrp value is 60, and cqi is 25. I want to figure out all the rsrp value and try to conclude something on that. Let's try to figure out how to can do that. For that we have to write a system, simple python program to do that. Let's try to do the log analysis, right? I've written the Python code for that. This is a code. You see, just only more, I think 6-7 lines of code which have to do that. How can we do that? Let's open the this text file which we need to analyze that. Open it, search this sequence frame number. Afterwards, if you search the RSRP value and search the CQI and just print the what are the corresponding RSRP and the CQ number, right? So how can we do that? Let's run it, and we will run this code and we will see how it's work. You have to run that for use the py and lt underscore log analysis, and yeah, here you go. You see, we get the list of the rsrp values. It started from 60 is what it was starting when the cell started. It was 60, then it goes to minus 55, minus 50, minus 45, minus 50, minus 60 or something. Like you get all the list in a logs, and if you big file you can get all the list, and from there suppose you got disconnected, right? If how is got disconnected, if value become 200, minus 200 or something worst, then you can say, oh, that's why the UE got disconnected. This is the reason. You can say that. If you're a tester, you can say, oh, your UE is not near to the tower, not to the mobile tower station, that's why the rsrp value goes down and your system goes, you got disconnected. Similarly you can for the with the help of CQ, right? CQ level, what I indicate? It will indicate the channel quality, right? How the channel quality between you and your power station. If it's 30 is the best, if the 0 is the worst, right? You can see from that, oh, it's the better one. From 19 to you have some 25, it means it looks better to you. So you conclude something, right? You can find something. You can, to what happened first, whenever you want to do log analysis, you have to figure out what value you want to search and why you need it. If you need it, try to populate that with the help of search. You make some logical interpretation on that and try to get it. And also, if you want to do the log, if you want to make the graph of this, we can also print the graph for that. Let's comment it and try to print. We can do many things basically on this. Let's try to print the graph for that. Okay, I think let me uncomment this. You see the graph is there. The channel indicator is there, CQ value and RSRP is there, right? You see minus 60 is there, then CQ value is. I make the graph for these two values. Suppose this value, two values which we created. That's why minus 60. If minus 60 is there, we get the value of 25. If minus 55, we get the 20. So you can graph all logical thing what you need it. I just give an example, right? It's your depends upon the interpretation what you want. But basically with the help of Python, I can show you we can do the graph also. And for graph, I don't have to write a much code because I told you in Python, the good thing is that you get most of the thing of the package. You see plot. This the import package is already given by the libraries. So we don't have to write the code for all big one to do that. We just use that libraries and make our life more easy. You see, with the Python, we can seek the graph and do whatever you want. This is another example to debug your local analysis. Okay, last one I will try to do that. Afterwards, I can conclude and you can have more questions on that. Okay, last one, let me I will try to do that. Okay, what I will last to do that. Let's try to do that one last one. Okay, NR param at 5G calculation. Okay, this one. Suppose what this code will do. This is another code I have written. Okay, and what it will do, suppose we have NR, we have so many parameters now come to picture, like ARFCN, frequency, bandwidth, GCN, band list. So many things are there, and there are so many calculations are there. So that what we have to normally we go to the some website and check, enter this value and check, and we don't know like how it's correct or wrong. We just simply follow it. Better why we don't write our own code and try to get the figures on hand, right? I can show you how the program, how the particular function will work. Let's run this program and make our life more interesting. See why this is the code we have to run. For using that, we have to write the PI and NR prompt. We'll run this program and you see we get some sorts of menu like this. What it will show? 5G NR calculation. The indicator is that. What will show? Five. The number one option is that help you from 5G NR RFCN. The person who are in the telecom domain, I hope they know that what is RFCN. Uh, from the if want to convert from ARFCN to the 5G NR frequency. So this is a formula for first one. And how can we do that? Number one, info means information. What's the input you have to give? You have to give the input as NR ARFCN. Means you have to enter the value of ARFCN and you will get the output. What the output will get? You get a corresponding frequency. Let's try that. Let's one number put here and we can put the ARFCN value, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. What's the corresponding frequencies there? You see, the corresponding frequency is your 3300 megahertz corresponding for that. We don't need to go to the go to the website some xyz and see that. We can write our own code and make our life more easy. Now you want to continue, like let's try to continue. Yes, and we will press yes and do the other experiment. Let's what's next we will do. Let's try to convert from the NR frequency to NR eruption. It means we just do the opposite. What bit in the first? Let's just select number 2 and we enter the frequency 3300. We will do the opposite of first and it become 62,000. You see, right? It's just opposite of the for the obvious region because we enter 62 4 times 0, it will get we get 3300 megahertz, and if you put the 13 megahertz, we will get the RFCN as a 62. You see, it's coming. We can do the NR calculation with the help of Python code. So now I have calculated around 12. We can do n number of things. You can write your code and I will definitely share this code with you and you can add your own 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever you find the calculation on your NR, you write your own code and use this tool rather than going to the website. It's your property. You can sell even it. You can sell it right to the public even someone use that. You make it more GUI, you add some website, something you can make more, better form if you want, and you can sell this event. Company can buy definitely because it's a tool. Is make life easy for the some pipe because you make automated, right? Let's try another one. And from the guest, can we say which option we can try? Anyone from that can we check? Let's try to do. Uh, I think we can try to figure out, yeah, 5 number, and 5 number. What it will say? It will say uh, 5G NR band. If you enter the NR band, you get the band type. It is FDD or TDD. What's the input is that you have to enter the NR band and convert into it will say you it is FDD or TDD. Let's press. You want to continue? Press yes and check the option number 5. For example, I press 5 and do enter. Yes. Now anyone from the guest can tell me which band NR band want to check. Please let me know. We will check that. Anyone is there? Wilson, Anita, Pretty, Abhijit. Anyone can tell because anyone band want to check? Pretty is there. Puneet,
We can check
please.
2300.
No, sorry, band. We have to enter the band number like N71, N41, some band wise band.
Okay, we can check N71.
N71, right? You know that, right? What's the band? What's the band it is? So if you know for the public, what's
That is
the N7
everything.
FDD? Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, let's try that. You see, we get it. You want to try again on any other one which you're working, you know that we can tell, so that it will make our life any. You can tell anyone which you used in your any other band which you used and you know that you're working basically an NR band. Anyone from that, from the our person who joined that? Anyone?
Azam and Nishant.
Nishant, anyone can tell any band number you want to check? Anyone who are
Can you
working on
check
that?
N7?
Check
Sorry,
check N78.
78.
N78.
Okay, yes, yes. Last we will try, then we will go to the next one. Okay, N78. Let's try 170 N78. You see, is it TD1?
That's right.
Yeah. So you see, for that all the calculation we can do with the help of uh, with this particular Python. You see, it's make your life more easy, right? This is the tools which I've written for me, but obviously your requirement is different. You want something different. Your company said something one different. Your interviewer will ask something different. Your operator will ask something different, and everything will ask different. So for that, obviously, I will teach you how to do that. And because I'm not going to do spoon feeding, I will try to make so much independent that you can do yourself. That is the objective of this particular course. Okay, I think we will done this, and I will press no and get out of this. So we will see there are so many things we can do with the help of. There are so many other options we can try later on, like it doesn't require it works anyhow. So these are the basic I will tell you you can do yourself when we do that. And for that, okay, I just back to the topic actually. We come to the package. Yeah, the package I already told you that we require you need packages for doing the operations, like if you convert the audio, videos, and something blah blah things. And they're file handling, because as we open the file, you have to read the particular file to do the operation, like logs file. So you need file handling. We need the exception handling. If you something went wrong, how to handle that. The regular expression is very important things. Regular expression nothing but it will help you to find what you want, like find all. If you see in the code, it's a code you can see uh, find all. Let me try that. I've used somewhere in the code find all for that log analysis. For example, in the log analysis, if you see there's a find all. It's come from the RE. RE is nothing but a regular expression. It's a very interesting and a strong way to make your life more easy. RE is nothing but a regular expression. We just have to import this functionality and check how to use that. Find all is coming from that. When we read, when we're going to go through the regular expression, and after that we're going to the real world automation project. And definitely, and each module in between we will uh, go through the practical live hands-on experience in between with the project. And on the top of that, there is another advanced topic also there that we will cover if people are required. I have not added that. They're like class, object, network programming, basic. Trust me, they can do rest themselves. That I can say that. Yeah, that's it. I think from my side, I will try to conclude. I won't much take time of yours. I think that's what from my side for this. Yeah, over to you, Arav. If any questions, anything, can you please share your views? If you any question in between, by the way.
We are open to take question of the audience. And Rahul, if required, you can take my QXDM to take real-time log analysis. The
Yes,
candidate wants to join.
yes, we'll definitely use the QXDM live project. We will use the logs for doing that. Yes, definitely we use the QXDM because we have to take the live logs, right, to debug that. We can't do like this. Yes.
So, guys, we are
Yes.
open to take your question. Feel free to ask whatever you want.
Uh, Hi Rahul. Just one question from my side. So whatever the log fetching procedure you told in Python, I think mostly it is taken from the Notepad plus plus, right?
Mhm.
Is it any way which we can fetch all kind of data, either it is RSRP, UE capabilities, and other options from
Mhm.
directly from QXDM logs, or any kind of tool which is generally chipset will use, like Huawei or other chipsets, they
No,
generally use different kind of
you
tool.
you see, I can tell you the like Huawei and other company like they use their QXDM. Even you see the QXDM. If you, I'm not sure you use or not, QXDM normally the format which is given by them are .HDI format. It's not the standard text format. You remember. So what happened? And these are the commercially tools used by the. Let me complete. Okay, I will definitely answer your query. Very good question, I think, for you. What happened nowadays? All the commercial companies like Huawei, Ericsson's, or Qualcomm, they give the tools. If you see, mostly they support their own sorts of format. What sorts of format means? Suppose audio file supports .mp3, right? Video file supports .mp4 extension. Similarly, the log file companies, log generated companies, they support their own sorts of this one. But the good part is that someone each, because text dot extension, you can convert these logs, HDI logs, into the text file. That's the good part. And text file the why we can't use the .HDI, because the HDI format is specific to Qualcomm. We can't open because their own proprietary. They don't allow us to indicate here format, because their format HDI is not understandable by the Python. Obviously, they are not understand. It is commercially licensed one, and they not allow anyone outside the party that dig into their code and dig into the logs and do the present. So what happened? Most of the time, we can convert these logs try to on the talks to TXT, which is understandable. Why? Because Python is not going to, because they are not provide the libraries. These guys, obviously they will not provide, right? This all the commercial companies will not, Ericsson, Huawei will not allow you to publicly go to the Python code, and they will provide a library to fetch their logs. Not at all. What we have to do that, we have to convert these logs into text file. Most of our text file is supported, and other format are also support, like Excel sheet, Excel format. All the PPT format, all the standard formats, you can open it with the help of Python, but you can't open the standard format, which is explicitly, which is commercial one, which is licensed one. We can't open in the Python. That's for sure. Is one. We have to convert, and I'm seeing that even HDI format you can convert to a text one. But they allowed you, because why? Even if they don't allow, because suppose QXDM is there, right? If someone is used for the study, for your research purpose, because they can't they need the text file to understand, so they provide some tool to convert that particular export into a text file, and you can open that logs and do your analysis. But the commercial one, definitely 100% we can't open that logs in the Python. So we have to convert that in the format which is understandable by the Python framework. Mostly I can say I've seen almost everyone supported except few, which is company specific, that they don't want to expose to the public. I think it's answer your queries.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. And you have any question? Anita, Aswani, Bhavik, Buddhiram, Chahar, Chandrasekhar, Deepak Meena, uh, Har Prasad, Nishan Sharma, Pankaj Sharma, Preeti, Puneet, Rama, Prokopius. Any have any questions? Please let me know. I will happy to answer you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Uh, right now, I am a manual tester as I capture the logs with the QXDM
Mm-hmm,
and a little bit analysis also I do. But
mm-hmm,
after getting this training, that is Python, I could be
mm-hmm.
able to automation tester also. So, it I can I able to do the layers development with this learning or that kind of thing, dealing with
Yes, yes.
layers, those kind.
Yes, definitely. I will come to, yes, I can. You able to share my screen, right? Let me show you one example. I've not done the coding for that. I will might be do this weekend. You see, I got a logs for suppose U logs, SA to QXDM logs. Same, okay? These are logs for U logs, SA to SC redirection logs. What do you mean by SA to redirection? Means you are moving from SSL, means NR cell, to the NR cell, right? You're moving. I'm not sure you're aware of this scenario or not. This is a scenario where you're moving,
Yes, yes.
doing the redirection, right? From redirection from the NR cell to the different NR cell. So obviously, it has different frequency for that. So it has the RLC layer locks, right? RLC locks. RLC locks, right? RLC setup, RLC reconfiguration, all the
Yes,
registrations, all
yes,
the
yes.
right from the. So it is the logs which is captured. So what happened now in these logs? We have to do that, right? Suppose this logs comes, I didn't do the coding for that. I this why just otherwise I will show that. So what happened? What I'm trying to do that from these logs, if you want to check that this particular is working fine or not, right? This scenario is working or not. So how can we do that, right? So we need something called our reconfiguration, for example, in that, right? Reconfiguration, for example. I'm giving the example. Okay, you see, suppose because you see in this scenario we need reconfiguration twice, right? You see for the downlink one reconfiguration for this is the same one and the two reconfiguration, right? It means we get a two reconfiguration all the messages for the NR. If you get it, it means your this particular scenario is working fine, right? You can say you have to fetch that. So for that you need to figure out what are the layers particular messages are there in that scenario. What are the messages you can think? I can show you, right? Let me show. I can help you to do that. Suppose we have to first MIB is there. MIB is coming from where? From the network. Okay, then system information SIB1 will come. I'm not sure guys are following me or not. I know it's a little bit tricky and it's to protocol. Please try together what is MIBM SIB1. I'm sorry for that if someone is not understanding this term. Let me well try to understand you. Maybe the information coming from the network, then again SIB1, then we have another, like these are the messages coming from network. Then registration requests come. These are the messages there, right? Registration request, the NAS message, NOS container, then security mode, NAS security, then RLC setup request, right? It is coming from where? It is coming from the UE to the where? To the network. Am I right? How can we do that? You see, and it's uplink message. Uplink message going to the control channel to the UE. So what happened in this scenario? You have to check that it is coming twice or not, because it's a SS scenario twice. Then if you select here, if you see it's coming twice, right? It means it is moving to that. So what happened? We can even get all the message in the first in the SS scenario. You have to figure out what are the important messages for layer 3, right? So you have to, this is particular specific, you have to know that you write down all these messages and note somewhere and trying to figure out with the help of your Python code that it is there or not. If it is a test case pass, definitely you will get all the sequence. If it's not, something went wrong. You got my point, what I'm trying to say that.
Yes, yes.
So we have to list down the message and we'll check what went wrong. Like in this way, we can do that. I've not written the code for that. I didn't get time, but I will try to make this parsing to on the next time whenever I get it to do that. So you have to figure out the message, what is needed for that.
Yes, sir.
Suppose
Got
in
it. Got it.
got it right. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Please let me know. I hope it sound interesting, right? Interesting, right? Python. I'm not sure you guys very work before, but it's quite interesting that I can say.
Hi Rahul, this is Nick.
Th-
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes,
Hello.
please.
Thank you, sir, for this interesting course. It was very good. Many thanks. And I have a questions.
Hmm.
May we have some notes of this instruction?
Okay. Sorry.
You are going to send us a notes, some notes about this course.
Yes. You want
Uh,
your knowledge of this course, you meant to say?
yes.
Yes, definitely. Yes, I'm here all for this. So I'm this time we're just trying to overview what we are cover on this one. These are the topics we will cover in detailed, but I'm not going to teach now, obviously, because I already exhausted now. So yes,
Okay.
this
Okay.
yes, so these are the topic we will cover in detail.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone here? And I think Rama.
I think
I think
Puneet
Priti.
Puneet saying something.
Oh, sorry, Puneet, please go ahead.
Hi, this is Nick. So I was asking a question like
Mhm.
I have studied
I
Python
have a
already.
question.
Mhm.
Is there anyone? Uh, Hello, am I
Using
audible?
Yes, 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 it's audible.
where we
Yes,
load
I think
So
the code using XML.
Guys, please one by
Hello.
one.
yeah, one by one, please, one by one, please, one by one. I think first Puneet, then we will go to the Rama. Okay, first
okay,
Philip.
so
Yeah, Puneet,
so
go
my
ahead. Yeah.
query was this, that I have already studied Python and
Mhm.
like for my own interest, I created some apps also, like
Mhm.
GUI apps to
Mhm.
parse XML and make some check some parameters and make modifications into that,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
also for the log analysis part. So
Mhm.
what do I need more of it to get into the automation side of things? Like I mean, in the job perspective.
Okay, you do
Hello.
some real so how just sorry to ask how many experience do you have because depends on the experience, right? The this the job applicable, what's the experience you have, any background you want to say, please?
I do have the experience in operations and maintenance integration of LTE and 5G,
Okay, how many
and
experience, how many experience do you have?
it is 12 years as of now.
Okay, that 12 is actually like good, right? So what you have to do that for that, I think you have to pick some use case in your project. Suppose you're doing LTN, ultimate operation and maintenance, already doing. You figure out something on your because I don't know in your what project you're doing. If a project is something a special use case, what do you think that it makes your life easy for the company, project for the project manager, which will make you automated. We don't require manual intervention. Please prove it. And afterwards you give the interview. I think that is fine. And now in this case, definitely you asked, you already ran the GUI Python programming. Definitely when you do a project, real-time project which benefit the company, which helps the company to make their life easy, to run the test cases to scenario in no time or without any human intervention, it will be show to your project manager. If he approves it, if he's included on your project in your company work, definitely I think that at that time you're ready for that, and it should be big one, it's not a small one. I will give one example, best example I can say you. I don't know the real case, but I will give some example. Suppose one guy working in the evening shift or the night shift, he have to see the logs and prepare a report tomorrow, right? In the prepare to report for suppose provisioning team which is there in the OSS provisioning team, what it will do, it will do the value added service, right? If the value added service means your ringtone, SMS, all the things, it comes on the value added service, that is called the provisioning team. And the guy working on the night shift, from the night, suppose from the evening, from the 7 p.m. to the morning 7 a.m., and a 12-hour journey, he did something sitting on the system and seeing the logs was going on the value added service, how many value added service opted, by which location, and by which voice, what are the areas is suppose doing that, what are the numbers coming for that valuer service. You figure out all these things and make automated, because the logs 100% sure running on the Linux server or the Windows server. You try to guess the Windows server or Linux server, fetch the data, make it an Excel sheet and present to the what the person is doing manually, you present to the team or your members. If you qualified that, in between definitely you need so many other things to need for the Python apart from the GUI, that you need, might be you need REST API to write in the Python code, you need database, you need Excel sheet APIs to do that. So you need so many things to do that, right? So if you're able to do that, definitely then you are the right candidate for doing the automation, and you go for the change your field from the what are you doing to the Python automation engineers. That's what I can suggest you. Yeah,
Uh,
am I answer your queries?
yes, yes,
Okay,
sort
thanks.
of. But in continuation to that, I would like to ask,
Mm,
like I have worked on XML files and the text file
mhm,
that text log files that kind of which you showed earlier. So,
mhm,
but I don't see that much potential in my field for the automation case
mhm,
cases. So,
mhm.
where can I find more of these kind of job scenarios outside of my
I,
organization?
that's really I'm not the right person. Then Arab can help you because inside
For
the job,
that
I
case, your job profile belongs to integration, right?
Yes, yes,
So this Python automation will not help more because in this integration you are doing manually software upgradation and you are
yes,
putting
yes.
some
That's
parameters and
what.
all.
Yes.
You are checking alarms and you are giving the site and over to concern team. Better opportunity to learn 4G, 5G protocol testing and grow yourself.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Can I
everyone
connect
moving.
you
Yes,
regarding that?
yes. You can connect. Even everyone connect. Okay. We have one number I put it in chat box. 7709935614. You can reach out to my team. Definitely will help you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rama, next. Sorry, Rama, to keep you waiting for a long time. Rama, can you please have your question, please? Rama, sorry to keep you waiting.
No problem. So my question is, would you be taking any one live example where we can test from end to end? Like uh, the scenario where I do is we load an XML file onto a board
Mm-hmm.
and then a CA kind of a thing we do. So
Mm-hmm.
would you be taking in such examples? I mean,
Right
not
now,
now in the course.
in the course we can go through that, but definitely we have to check one by one own person what's the scenario we did understand completely. But definitely, but I can say if you learn this, you can do yourself. That I can say, because you see, it's more or less you need the concept, right? How to work. If you know, get the concept, you can do yourself. That I can say, because you see, now the format is XML, can be the format of text, can be, it can be PPT, it can be Excel sheet. I can't teach everyone, right? I will definitely teach a way to do how to do that. That I
Hello.
can, yeah, that I can do that, because XML obviously is a different format, right? XML different format, HTML different format. But definitely I can say we will see this one to one. Obviously, what the actual use case. I got your point. You're trying to open XML, you're trying to do some loading that XML and try to format that. Definitely you can do yourself. That I can say that after the learning this course. But if you want, I will definitely include that XML example as well. If you want, I will add for you to parse XML with the help of Python. That I can do that definitely for you. I will add this as a input. Thanks for input. I will add this as a part of a real example for the XML, that I can do that for you. Definitely.
Thank you.
Okay. And anyone have others? Bankat, Vivek, Singh, BPS, Wilson, Pretty, Nishan Sharma, Kumar Abhishek, Prasad, Deepak Meena,
Some of the
Naveen.
candidate already joined with
Okay.
Arab Tech Solutions. Yeah. And 5G protocol
Okay.
testing.
Okay. Then anyone have any question? Like I hope, like guys, I hope you guys enjoying. Any questions on that? Please let me know. It's time to ask your queries, right? It will definitely give you a way to start. That I can say. It will make your life more easy. You will become more logical. You become more. Your life become more easy. That I can say that. Any questions? Please let me know.
Nishant, any more question?
Nishant, Abhishek,
Hello.
Diju. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
Nishant.
Nishant, please.
Actually, sir, I have not learned any uh, language course,
Hmm.
so I don't know anything about Python. So
We
will we
will
start
go step
from zero?
scratch, zero, complete zero. But you should be interested to learn. That I can say. Definitely, I will teach
Uh,
you from the zero. But you should, because we are doing the coding together. If I write the code, you will write with me when the training is started. I'm writing, suppose hello world, you also write hello world. I'm writing the big line of code, you also write the big line. So we will doing parallel programming like this. We call the parallel programming in our programming language. So we will do everything together. It's not like this. We will start from the zero to the end. That I
and
can say.
so, what
Yes.
is the duration of this course?
It's almost, I can say, 2 months. Yeah.
2 months from zero to LT or 5G technology. I will be able to perform with 5G or 4G
That
from zero.
that 4G, 5G, I'm not giving the training for that. I only cover Python thing. Arab will help you on that. How to like
Some
No, no,
log
no.
will take from 4G and some for 5G for Python automation. Okay. And Nishant already done the training.
No,
Now he's
I am
selected
aware
to
about
another
the 5G or
company.
4G. I am aware
Yes.
about the logs and I am aware about the tools also. But I want to perform with Python. How can we uh, deal with these tools and integrate these kind of logs with Python? How
yes,
can
we
we
can
use
do that.
Python with these? Yes, yes.
Yeah, Yes,
That
we
was
can
I
do that.
asking.
Yeah, I already
Yes.
saw you so many. I saw so many examples, right, to use the Python. I at least 4 or 5 examples I saw you, right, to use the Python in the real time examples or real logs or QXDM logs. All are real time examples.
Automation
Yes.
is
Yes.
totally based on log analysis. Ishan.
Yes,
Okay. Oh,
Also, it will help to all. Will use QXDM to take a log, to make an text format, then automation.
yes, we can do that. Yes, you're right.
okay, sir.
So here the candidate learn how to process the log and taken from QXDM and how to automate the thing. The
Yes,
two things you will learn here.
Yes, that's what I am asking.
Yeah, that's what
yes,
I design with Rahul this type of module
yes, yes, Arab.
because
Yes, I agree.
it's a now need in market.
Yes.
We have
Correct.
to deploy around 30 plus candidate in next 3 months in Redisys, Geo, SCL, Wipro like companies.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any have question from Alim Khan, Anita M? Have any questions, please? Bhavik, Chandrasekhar. Okay. Okay. Wilson, BPS. I think if not, then we can close the
I
meeting.
think we have enough discussion. Rahul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you. Okay.
So those who are interested, I already shared one number. You can reach out to my team and for more detail. 2 month duration by next Saturday in evening 7 to 9 and on Sunday it will 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a scheduled session. Okay. And about the fee and all, you can reach out to number. The team will share all the detail. Okay. Most of the candidate joined from I think in another groups also reach out to this number. I also shared in chat one WhatsApp link. You can join if you want to learn. So thanks Rahul, Deepak, and all joining with us in sudden notice.
Thanks. Thanks, Arab. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.